a teacher, but I'm going to go ahead and use it.
Good evening, my name is Dr. Earl Livingston, and I'm running for school board trustee place 6 in Little Mill. The reason I'm running is to use my educational background to help the community, the existing school board members, and our parents and teachers. My platform is simple, and it's 4 points. Number 1, advocacy for parents, teachers, and students. I believe in aligning our core values with our community. Number 2, curriculum and instruction expertise. My terminal degree is in curriculum and instruction. So what that means is, for about the last 10 years, I've worked extensively with the TEAS, and I want to use those experiences to help our existing board members navigate actually what's going on now. I'm a father, a husband, a veteran, and a community servant. I want to serve Little Elm for a lot of reasons, but my son will begin kindergarten this fall, so I have a vested interest in what's going on in our district. He has the benefit of having 2 parents who are educators. What about everybody else? Let me be that person to assist and guide our community. Number 4, I'm here to empower our lowest performing students. I'm an advocate for all students, but our lower performing students are struggling for many different reasons. Let me use my expertise to find out what those issues are and how to address them. Our superintendent and assistant superintendent are both leaving the district, and the board will oversee the hiring of those 2 positions. This election isn't about friendships. It's not about politics. It's not about popularity. This is about doing what's best for children. And what's doing best for children is to elect the most highly qualified candidate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Livingston. Next up, way across the room, Marcia. I'll stall all that. Now the Conservative Coalition dancer. All right, it's Mary Watkins.
Hello everybody, my name is Mary Watkins. I'm running for LEISD in place 6. My platform is very simple. Academics front and center. It's a 3-pronged program. We're going to focus on school safety, we're going to focus on accountability, and we're going to focus on making sure that parents and students' rights are protected. And we are also, as we look at hiring our next superintendent, I'm in talent acquisition. If you're in real estate, you know location is important. When you're in talent acquisition, it's values, and values. So I want to make sure that the superintendent, our board has the privilege of hiring, is going to focus on making sure our values are front and center and making sure we put academics at the forefront and cut out all the rest of the noise that's been happening for the last 2 years.
Okay, we have heard from all of the Little Elm candidates, school board candidates, including David. And now we're going to start with the Frisco school board candidates. And again, I'm just going to go in order that I have them on my list. Over here, Marcia will be number 1. Angela Dunford, and she is running for place 1. Angela, 2 minutes, thank you.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for having me today. So why am I running? The answer is really actually quite simple. I'm just all about the kids. That's pretty much where I come from. I'm just a mom, but I started seeing some trends that were a little concerning to me a few years ago and started to get more involved in my community. So I've got 3 boys right now, 2 in elementary school, 1 in middle school. And when my oldest first started at Frisco ISD, I noticed that he only had 1 recess in the school day. And that was concerning to me because the school day is now over 7 hours long. We don't even have a half-day kindergarten. So, you know, I kind of felt like back when I was growing up, we had 2 or 3 recesses, right? Plus we played before school, we played out in the street. You guys don't really see kids playing in the street anymore, do you? Not really. So they're missing out on that social development, which is critical to happy, successful adults, right? So we're not just trying to teach kids math and science and all the good things. but they're not going to be very successful as adults if they haven't had the chance to develop themselves. We're seeing childhood depression and anxiety skyrocketing. Part of that is because they're not interacting with peers the way you and I used to when we were kids, right? So I started a group called Frisco Parents for Recess, and started advocating for a second recess in our schools. And guess what? I was successful. It took a lot of hard work and some collaboration with some awesome people inside the district, but I was successful in getting, it's called a brain break now, but basically a second recess at every single school, all 42 elementary campuses in Frisco ISD. So that's the accomplishment I'm proudest of, but there's more work to be done. I'm still seeing more concerning trends. I'm seeing that the kids are on their Chromebooks
15 seconds.
for more than 5 hours a day in the middle school level. That's a problem. I'm seeing that they get to have unlimited retests, and so they're not learning accountability and to prepare in advance. So those are just some of the trends I'm wanting to go back to a more traditional schooling model, more paper and pencil and that sort of thing.
That it? Thank you, ma'am. Next up is, and I made sure I asked to pronounce this correctly, Gopal Panangi, also running for Frisco School Board. Thanks, sir. 2 minutes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be back here. 3 years ago I was here, and thanks to each and every one of you. I am your current board of trustee, and I'm up for re-election. About myself, I am married with Viji, my wife here, and then I have 2 daughters. The older one graduated from Heritage High School, and the younger one is a freshman in Heritage High School. One of the main reasons that I am running again is that the Frisco ISD is the destination school district. It's because of the small school model that was started maybe about 20 or more years ago. And then we have great partnership with city. That is why our kids get to play in the Star, and then we have partnership with Toyota Stadium, and then so many other things. And then our PGA is coming very soon. Performing Arts Center will be coming. So that is the reason we have so many people coming here. And then it's also a very agile school district. When the COVID has hit, we were one of the first school districts we have offered virtual learning. And then in spite of that, we also started more of AP programs, and then we also started other National Defense Cadet Corps, things like that. We have continued to increase the options in the CADE Center and other things. So in the next 3 years, I would like to focus on reducing the learning loss. Because of the COVID, the learning loss has increased among the children, and then I want to make sure that that is taken care of. And also the mental health of the kids that needs to be taken care of. And special education is one of the things that is very close to my heart, so we need to take care of all of them. Also, I want to make sure that the entrepreneurial programs are very, very important.
15 seconds.
Anybody can be great in academic, sports, or fine art, but unless they have these entrepreneurial skills, they cannot make progress. So I would like to strengthen this along with focusing on the fiscal responsibility. Once again, thanks to each and every one of you for being here. Looking forward to get your vote and then given an opportunity to serve you all here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next up, we're going to hear from Natalie A. Bear. Natalie, 2 minutes.
My husband is so thankful that you said our last name correctly, so thank you. I'm Natalie Abear, and I've got my lovely mom here with me, visiting from Denton. Hopefully we get her over to Frisco soon. And I've got my husband here with me, Josh. He and I have been married for 18 years, going on 19. We've lived in Frisco ISD for 18 years at this point. We've raised our kids here, and we're just thankful to get to be a part of the community. I was here 3 years ago, so I too am thankful to get the opportunity to be back. My answer for the reason why I'm running has changed by a few thousand. Last time it was 57,000 students that I wanted to run for, and this time it's 66,000 students. So we are continuing to grow at astronomical levels, even at the time during COVID. When every other school district was declining in numbers, we continued to grow in numbers. And while we did that, we also had to navigate through some pretty crazy times, none that any of us expected, but we managed to give teacher pay increases. We managed to enhance our special education programs. We managed to continue the success in Frisco ISD. If you look at our SAT scores compared to everybody else in the state of Texas. They're 200 points higher than everybody else, which is awesome. There are some phenomenal things going on in Frisco ISD, and they continue to go on in Frisco ISD. Are there things that we need to improve on? Absolutely. I don't think anybody in our district, including our staff, would ever say that we're perfect, because we're not. And we look at it in such a way that we will continue to make changes and improve along the way every single day. And I will get in trouble by my children if I don't talk about them. We have 2 kids, Cole and Claire. Cole is a senior this year at Liberty High School. He is graduating and going to OU, and then my daughter Claire is a sophomore, and she's a cheerleader. Shut up.
Boom.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, fine. I'm not going to straighten that out. Okay. Marvin Lowe, look, I told him he's back serious. Let's hear it for Marvin Lowe.
Good afternoon. It's good to be here again. I was here about a month and a half. I met a lot of you, and I really thank you for welcoming me back again. As I told you before, I'm a father of 4 kids. I have 17, 13, 12, and 10. And they're all in the Frisco ISD school system. And I'm running because I've noticed something that's happening in our schools. There's certain ideologies that are slipping into our schools, that are taken away from the excellence that the schools can be. And I shared this story with you last time I was here, but I have a son, my junior son. He is a straight A student. He's always made A's, and he is number 45 in this class. Pretty good. Over 4.0 GPA, but again, he's number 45. Well, the board just honored him last month, I think it was, and he got an award. That's pretty good, huh? Great. I mean, I'm excited he got an award. But you know what he got recognition for? He got recognition for having a high GPA and being a black person. They honored the black people, they honored the Hispanic people, and they honored the indigenous people. That shouldn't happen here. My son is not competing with black people. My son is not competing with only Hispanics or other people. This is a global economy. He's competing with all of them. And as long as we have a board that says it's okay to do things like that, we need to do something. It's offensive because he needs to be looking at being number 1. Also, we've lost thank you. We've lost 1,600. Yeah, we lost about 1,600 teachers over the last year. We have to do something about that. To say that we can't do something about it and it's happening everywhere, it's not a good answer. We got to figure this out. I'm going to be the person that's going to work on these things and look at these things, and we'll have a great school district again. Thank you.
Thank you, Marvin. Next up, Kelly Carter.